So radio personality Charlamagne Tha God is speaking out on Wendy Williams' behalf, revealing that he spoke to her over the holidays. According to him, based on their conversation, he could see her being on radio tomorrow if she wanted. Welcome back to the Kempire channel, your #1 source for pop culture news and music, entertainment, reality TV, and so much more. As always, be sure to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and hit that notification bell so you never miss out on breaking news when we go live or when we upload. So we've been following this Wendy Williams story since it all has been unfolding for the last few years. But most recently in the last year, since Wendy Williams has been under a guardianship with Sabrina Morrissey, who's suing A&E Networks for the Where Is Wendy Williams documentary. She's also in a legal battle with Wendy Williams' ex-husband, Kelvin Hunter. And there have been a lot of questions because court documents recently stated that, according to Wendy Williams' guardian, Sabrina Morrissey, Wendy Williams is, quote, permanently incapacitated. I'm going to emphasize, again, we had a conversation with allegedly Stephanie here on YouTube about Wendy Williams and this conservatorship, guardianship. They call conservatorship here in New York, a guardianship. We talked a little bit more about the terminology permanently incapacitated. Since that information came out, we've seen multiple examples, most recently of Wendy Williams in Miami for her son, Kevin Hunter Jr.'s college graduation, that Wendy seems fine. Wendy is able to walk. I know she does have a scooter, but according to multiple sources, Wendy is free to walk. You may recall during the Where's Wendy Williams documentary, it seemed as if Wendy Williams' family had been cut off, and the only way that they could communicate with her was through Wendy reaching out to them. According to my sources, that has since changed, and Wendy is closer to her family. But while traveling to Miami for her son's college graduation, she did travel with caretakers. You may have seen video footage of Wendy being very upset with her caretakers not grabbing her scooter. She's like, if you want to work for me, then do your job.
And then both of you walked away, leaving my in the middle of the street like this. Just get the car, please. Make sure it's the right car.
Wendy, what happened? What'd they do?
They got the wrong car. So I knocked on the door, and it was a totally wrong car. They left my scooter as they walked over there, leaving my most precious, this cost a mint. Wow. They just left my out there. Get the car over here, not over there, so I can go easily into the street for the car. They're supposed to be ordering the car. That's what you're supposed to be doing. They want to work for me. That's what they're doing. They're making money for me. Get the car.
Clearly, Wendy doesn't want them working for her. You also may recall when the footage came out of Wendy in Miami, her son was in the comment section saying that we just want to bring my mom home. She wants to be home. She doesn't like to be isolated the way that she's currently isolated. And he also said that she's more sober than ever, more clear than ever. He even said all the news that was coming out in regards to her being permanently incapacitated was cap, meaning that it wasn't true. Well, now, someone that had worked with Wendy Williams, someone that Wendy Williams introduced to the world, some might say Charlamagne Tha God would not be where he is today and have what he has without his time with Wendy Williams. As you also know, while Wendy Williams was married to Kelvin Hunter, that was part of the reason that really probably broke this relationship and friendship over the years. However, after Wendy and Kelvin got a divorce, we did see a reunion between Charlamagne and Wendy in the spotlight. So it should be no surprise that Charlamagne received a phone call. It seemed as if they hadn't talked in a while because Charlamagne revealed on The Breakfast Club that he had spoken to Wendy Williams over the holidays, and based on his experience with her in that conversation, and it feels like he was not saying everything that they talked about, which I can respect, but he said that she sounded more clear than ever.
Wendy over the holidays.
He did.
Yeah.
What happened?
She seemed perfectly fine to me. Like Wendy sounded like she could do radio tomorrow if she wanted to.
You reached out to her. She reached out to you. How did it happen? Oh, she called you.
Yeah, and I don't know what incapacitated means in regards to dementia or whatever it is they say she was dealing with. But no, there ain't nothing incapacitated about Wendy Williams.
How was her energy? How was
she sound like Wendy Williams? Trying to tell you, like there was she didn't skip a beat. She actually said to me when she called me, she was like, "Why are you answering the phone like we just spoke yesterday? We just talked last week." Like she wanted me to be more excited.
Clearly stating that she knows time, she knows who she's talking to. And I like the fact that Charlamagne did say, I don't know what permanently incapacitated might mean when it comes to dementia. Also, what it means within our legal system, because we need that to be also stated. Permanently incapacitated may not mean exactly what we define it as, but within the court system, it might mean something else. Can Wendy Williams make decisions about her finances and health on her own consistently? That is a question. Again, that's her own personal health situation. Only she can come out with that information.
She called
Stop acting like you sit on my lap. Stop
exactly. No, that's exactly what it was.
Really?
To the point where you know sometimes you be on, like I have the phone on like my shoulder.
Yeah.
I was washing my hands because I peed, and
we didn't have to hear that part. But
I'm just saying. And
all
then,
right.
and I guess the phone must have said record or something like that. So the phone says, and when I saw it, I stopped it. So it said
recording conversation.
Stopped.
Yeah.
So she was like, "Are you recording me?" And then she was like, "No, you wouldn't do that." Like, so it's like she's perfectly normal.
She said she wanted to come back to media. Did she say anything about that? Like she wished she could be giving us all the tea?
I don't want to say all of that.
Oh, okay.
But like I said, she could do radio tomorrow if she wanted to.
Oh, okay.
I say that.
All right, cool. That's what's up.
Wait a minute.
She want to.
That's not for me. Yeah,
you recorded the whole call, but you can't tell us.
I would never do that.
All right,
But
cool.
Jesse should have asked him, did she want to do a podcast?
Well,
she said she already wanted to do a podcast before. She put that out there already.
I'm just saying she's calling you. You have your podcast.
She called me
network.
because it was the holidays. Okay, that's what that was about. It was a holiday phone call, catching up with your people at the end of the year. That's what that was. Yeah.
he was scared.
But dropping the clues bombs for Wendy Williams. Okay.
What'd you say, Jess?
I said he was scared as hell. We saw that number.
It wasn't a number. It was a block call. Thank you.
Anyway,
All right.
he was even more scared.
So I feel like Charlamagne wasn't saying a lot. And I know I've been sort of twerking on the fence when it comes to what exactly could be going on with Wendy Williams. And one of the things I said in the last couple of videos in covering the Wendy Williams sightings was that I wish the family would come out and speak directly instead of through these intermediaries, these podcasts, these bloggers, and things like that. However, do I think that this was Wendy's way of getting the news out there that she is fine? By calling Charlamagne Tha God, who's on the #1 morning radio show across this country. That is the power move that Wendy needed. And shout out to all of my fellow content creators that have been covering the story and getting the information out there. All of that matters. But for me, this is a major move in regards to getting the story out there that Wendy Williams is a lot better than what the Guardian would like to put out there. The fact that Charlamagne, who I think if he felt like Wendy was not in that place, he would say it. He said that she could go on radio tomorrow based off of his conversation. I will say, here I go twerking on the fence again, that yes, people that are dealing with dementia have better days than others. However, we're seeing that Wendy seems to be consistently in a really good place. And look, I've said before, a podcast doesn't take a lot. I don't think that she should be working with the people that were originally working with her. We saw them on the documentary. It felt like there were a lot of bad people that were around Wendy Williams. If anything, I think Wendy needs to focus on getting out of this guardianship or getting the guardianship under her family. And that way she would be able to work with her son and getting the right people around her to create a podcast. If Wendy Williams decided to come back and do a podcast, not radio. Radio would be amazing for Wendy, but that means she's answering to a bigger conglomerate. I think a podcast gives her a little bit more freedom to say what she wants to say, how she wants to say it, who she wants to work with, who she doesn't want to work with. However, I know that everybody wants a Wendy Williams podcast. Everybody wants to hear from Wendy Williams. But Wendy Williams needs to focus on her sobriety, her mental health, her physical health. I see it all the time, even for people that want content from me. We have to give people grace and the time and space to heal, because Wendy Williams is in the situation that she's in for a lot of different things, a lot of different reasons. The alcoholism, the situation with her ex-husband. She needed time to heal. Did she do that strategically the way she's doing it? Maybe, maybe not. Because one of the biggest things that came out of the Where is Wendy Williams documentary is that people that you don't even know are going through something similar that Wendy Williams has gone through. Their lives are being taken over by people that they don't even know. Their finances are being taken over by people they don't even know, and their families are being locked out. That is the larger conversation. So first, I think what we need to work on is getting Wendy Williams out of this guardianship and with her family. And no, not you, Tommy Williams. Are you still selling merch? Where's that money going to? Either way, guys, hashtag free Wendy Williams. Let's continue this conversation in the comment section. I want to know your thoughts on what Charlamagne Tha God had to say about his holiday conversation with the legendary Wendy Williams. As always, be sure to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and hit that notification bell so you never miss out on breaking news when we go live or when we upload. Thanks for watching.